End of Act 5, True Colors. The demons have been pushed back for the time being, and Gardan returns to the capital of Carol. In his absence, Rendell Van Doors has begun to conscript farmers and villagers to fight. At the same time, Elven forces are being removed from the front lines, and Golden Guard has remained rather passive. Meanwhile, hordes of orcs are running through the realm. While some seem to kill anything that stand in their way, many just seem to be on the run from the demons. The boys of the undead are still unknown to most living, as their newest champion Renassian descends the depths of the Dead Mountain. And, unbeknownst to all, yet another force has decided that the time to act has come. Commander Darek. If you're reading this, it means I've fought a battle against the demons. These words are meant for your eyes and your eyes only. I made sure that the magical sealed letter will break once you hold it in your hands. It will only break. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get lost in the retreat from war. I deliberately removed myself from rest for forces and joined one of the garrisons in Carol, for I know who will await me in the capital. My father-in-law, Randall Van Doors himself. You will think that I'm foolish for doing so and putting my life in danger like that, and you'll be right. I'm a fool for doing this, but just as I was a fool to trust Genitus. But I can meet with my father-in-law. Not like this, not yet. He's a man who tolerates neither flaws nor mistakes. Arrogant, maybe, but for a good reason. I had hoped to redeem myself in his eyes, not completely, but at least a tiny bit, while holding back the demon onslaught, side by side with the royal army. Part of me sees it as my duty to try and mend the wounds between the kingdoms and the empire as well. Well, since you received this missive, it means that I have failed. I can only hope that I have met my end in honorable battle, doing my duty. I'm sending you my last will with this, as well as your final payment. I'll also send a letter to my father-in-law to inform him of this. I have been thinking a lot about this, and my final wish is that you and your mercenaries go after the orcs who destroyed the defenses in war. You were right about them. The latest movements suggest they were planning something big. Many think that it was my departure that doomed their defenses, but the battle was already lost. The orcs are much more dangerous than we thought. I've heard that the demons slaughtered a lot of them. Serves them right. Yet, they still pose a threat. Find them, Darek. Find the orcs and destroy them. Once they can no longer sabotage us, rejoin the combined defenses of the Empire and the Kingdoms. Let my sacrifice not have been in vain. This is our final contract. I want to thank you for all the assistance you have provided to me over the years. Signed, Sir Eric Goldheart. We have our orders. We're moving out within the next 2 hours. Sir Eric is dead, he fell in battle. His final wish is that we hunt down the orcs who caused the fall of war. Orcs? There's an invasion of demons going on as we speak. I'm going to focus on literally anything else than that. We're mercenaries, Logan. You're being paid to follow your orders, not to question them. The man who paid us is dead, Derek. Can neither pay nor command us. The reason he sent us after Yorks is because he sent him running to Genitus with his tail between his legs in war. His letter included our final payment. In addition, he sent a letter to the High Lord Inquisitor Renaud Van Doors, his father-in-law, as well, Logan. With all due respect, sir, the High Lord has not really done much to improve the situation on the continent. That he cares for the fate of the orcs that much. From topical perspective there. They're the ones who broke through our defenses in war. Intentionally or not, they're the reason why war fell to the demons. Yes, their armies have been routed by the demons and their homes were burnt to the ground, but still quite a few of them out there. Enough to cause trouble. We will follow our orders and fulfill our last contract. A mercenary's reputation is the most important asset. Wouldn't do it good if we didn't do what we're paid for. I am aware that you never have much love for our employer, Logan, but expect you to follow your orders. I know what the war against demons means to you personally, but you cannot let that blind you. The orcs are a menace to the kingdoms that have been unable to deal with, and allowed to roam freely for far too long. We'll end this threat, and once this is done, we'll rejoin the war against demons. My word on that. What if nobody wants to hire us? We'll join the fight against the demons no matter what. Dismissed. Dorbrick. Bloodclaw, you're back, I see. Yes, the demons have been pushed back. What's going on here? What's the Golden Guard not moving out to attack the demons? You should ask Van Doors, not me. Send several companies of Golden Guard to key locations in kingdoms and the Elven Kingdom. That's all I know. You surprised me, Dorbrick. Expect you to charge back, right back into combat. I could have used someone like you in my last battle. Indeed. I'm not going to join forces with you, Bloodclaw. Never trusted you, that's no secret. But that's not why I'm not rejoining the fight against the demons. What orders did Van Doors give you? We're going to deal with the orcs. Once and for all. The orcs. I understand they defeated you in war, but they're not the main threat. The demons. Do you think I don't know that? Just how stupid do you think I am, Bloodclaw, huh? What's wrong with you, Dorbrick? Ever since the fall of war, your behavior has been rather unusual. You really don't get it, do you, Bloodclaw? Of course you don't. How could you? You don't know what it is like to watch your friends getting slaughtered, because you don't have any. For you, they are all just tools. Losing one is inconvenient at best. Vergon, Ramalis, Solor, they're all dead. Dead, because I failed them. Because I could not hold the line. I am Dorbrick Berengar of the Bull Regiment. They expected me to crush anything coming my way. And I couldn't. You're a great warrior, Dorbrick. But even you are just one man. The kind of man that breaks demon skulls and lifts horses to break them in two with a bare hand. But still just one man. I mentored them, Bloodclaw. I mentored Solor and Blen. And where did that bring them? Solor is dead, and Blen is in prison. Ramalis, he was a good lad. Bit stiff and arrogant in public, but a fine soldier and leader. He deserved better, and Farragon, his last words were, "I'm sorry, Dorbrick." After years of hostility between the two of us, he apologized for pursuing his career. How could I have ever felt that he betrayed the bulls? How could I have ever said those things to him? To him, someone who used to be like a brother to me. And now he's dead. Mine. The orcs must pay. I'll finish what I started. I will break their skulls. I'll tear them apart. I'll rip out their black hearts and feed it to their wolves. I will avenge our fallen, starting with the coward whose flying beasts killed Farragon. Dorbrick, understand you want to avenge the fallen, but think about this. Don't just run around looking for certain death. Use your brain. What good is your revenge if the demons destroy everything? We have a war to win. I have my orders and won't go through with them. You can't persuade me, Bloodclaw. I'm not the only one. The reigning regiments are being ordered to go after the orcs. All of them. All of them? Vanduris wants us to prove ourselves. He doesn't think we have the strength to fight the demons if we can't even deal with the green-skinned pillagers. Also, he's other plans to win this war in brute force, but let him tell you that himself. My men are waiting for me, Bloodclaw. Farewell. Farewell, Dorbrick. He was actually the voice of reason there, to an extent. I see you've returned, Gardon. What is that animal doing in here? Praxis, get that direwolf out of here. There's no force or battle food. There's no place here. Snarl. As you wish I would. Hey, Zed. Long time no see. Woof. Good to see you, too. I'll bring him to the Royal Gardens. You can bring him up there later, Gardon. I'll make sure he won't get bored. Go ahead, Paladin. Come on, Zed. Let's go. Word of Lurg's death has already reached me prior to your arrival. It is most unfortunate that he had to die in combat. There's nothing we could have done. He was already dead when we arrived. Yes, just like the soldiers accompanying you died on the way. We had to travel to a forest filled with orcs, demons, and even a Murloc village of endures. More troops, my own troops even. We could have saved more lives. Perhaps. The reports about this alliance between the orcs and Murlocs were quite intriguing. We're still unsure if it's a legitimate alliance or the orcs were just enslaving other creatures there. It's good that you sabotaged your alliance by killing the orcs, but I wonder, this really brought the cooperation of the two races to an end. Regardless, you're to be complimented about your success against the demons. I would have been able to accomplish much more if you hadn't stripped me of my power. I've also noticed what you've been doing in my absence. Nothing but forcing farmers and villagers into your service. You haven't even tried to fight back at all. You said you would assume command to win this war. How are you doing that from here, I wonder? Out sending regiments off to hunt the orcs, helping in that regard. How will you, the man who pushed the demons off of Rodan, defeat them here when you do nothing? I'd also like to know what plans you have for the elves. Move their forces to the backlines and send a large amount of Golden Guard in the forests, even though they're clearly not needed there. And finally, I noticed that some of my men are no longer in the capital. Where have you sent them? They were never your soldiers, Gardan. They're the Empire's soldiers. You'll do well to remember that unless you want me to believe that you, like Dorton, have forgotten that fact. Your men serve the Empire's interests, not yours. They've been stationed all over the kingdoms to do so. The Empire interests are my interests. Very well then, Gardan, if you insist. I believe it's fair to tell you. Also, your father would have wanted you to know. Know what? What is this scheme of yours? Gardan, this is Lord Marin. He's the best engineer in the entire Empire who can create machines even beyond the dwarves' capabilities. He is the mind behind our destructor airships. While you've been fighting the demons, he's completed his plans. He's created a weapon that allows us to defeat the demons. Just what kind of weapon is that supposed to be? I could spend the whole day explaining the exact function of it, but I think it would be too difficult for you to understand its complexity. So I'll cut it short and talk in words that are easily understood. It's a stationary cannon that can fire on everything from here to the void. The cannon is a perfect symbiosis of magic and technology. Its magic makes it destroy our enemies without leaving our lands in ashes. The mechanical parts are designed to collect and concentrate its magic. It should be more than enough to keep them at bay for long enough. So that was your plan all along. Build the cannon to defeat the demons. For a time it could work, but to find a way in the long term, yes. We should build this cannon and use it to push demons back to the void, then march into their lands and bring the cannon there, too. Transporting cannon will be a logistical challenge, one that can be dealt with, of course, but there's no need to do such a thing. We're not going to march into enemy territory. What do you... We're going to leave this continent, Gardan. The Emperor's decided that we've wasted enough forces here. The war against the demons on this continent. This has gone on far too long, and even after all these decades, there's been no real or lasting success. Sorry, I had to clean my glasses. I couldn't actually make out the words there too well. Additionally, the kingdom's been rather unwilling to cooperate. We're not blind to their actions. They don't want our aid, then they shall have to live without it. You coward! You are responsible for this. Why would the Emperor have sent so many forces to this continent if he didn't want to continue? He personally ordered me to come here and continue this war. Never abandoned this like this. Would have abandoned this. Mind your tongue, Gardan. Don't forget who you're talking to. All I've always been doing, has been ordered by the Emperor himself. He alone made this decision. He alone ordered me to take your forces away from you. I had nothing to do with that either. Oh, really? Tell me then, what are you even doing here? Why send forces after the orcs? Why deploy the oh-so-great Golden Guard if the continent was to be abandoned? We've been sent here by the Emperor to evacuate the elves. What? The Emperor and Queen Renova of the Elves are to be married. She asked the Emperor to bring her people to safety and has agreed to do so. As for the Orcs, they humiliated the Empire and are therefore to be taken down for good. The Emperor sent me because he trusts me, while you have lost his trust with your recent actions. To hell with his trust. He's just gonna leave the kingdoms and our allies to die for some elven bit. Soldiers, leave this room at once. I'll be waiting outside, General. I'll continue my work, High Lord. You know where to find me. The Emperor's decision is final, Gardan. You know better than to try and insult him or his future wife in public. Be mindful next time, lest you want to force my hand. Don't tell me you'd have a problem with that. Is that really what you think, Gardan? You think that I'm just waiting for the right moment to strike you down? You think that I would enjoy your death? You deny it? Despite everything, you are still family, Gardan. Even if you don't get the treatment you might expect. You're walking a dark path, but I know it all too well. But I know all too well what brought you onto it. I still think you chose it because it's easier than following the right path, however. I didn't come here to get lectured by you. The Emperor. He just wants to give up, just like that. Can't believe he'd be that weak. Considers his continent is lost, Gardan, and given circumstances, I see myself forced to agree. Kingdoms lost this fight long ago. It was only thanks to us that they could hold on. Now they're starting to turn their backs on us. What choice do we have? I disagree. I think there's still a possibility to win this war, especially if we use that cannon of yours. Anyway, what is these rumors I've heard? A rebellion in Peru? The rumors about these rebels are true. Noble Peru, or Caras Recta, has killed the king of Peru and his family. He rules Peru now and leads his forces against the Empire. Already his forces have managed to conquer parts of the kingdom of Tehran. Any word from General Whitefield, who's in command of all the forces of Peru? Don't think he would just let the rebellion take over like that, or has he joined them? Rebellion started while I was here in the capital. We don't know what happened when he returned, but it seemed that he had joined the rebels willingly or by force. Either way, we haven't heard from him. Very well then. I'll gather whatever forces you haven't sent away to Peru, and deal with the rebels myself, since you don't seem too eager to act on your own. Your men won't suffice, the rebels are too numerous. I've already decided to put Lady Cora Redfist under command, and what a company of Golden Guard. Your tone leaves a lot to be desired, but it won't send you into certain debt. Your father wouldn't approve. King Dorton wishes the elven exile Arkain to keep an eye on your actions. She will join you as well. The latest victory seems to have impressed the king. Either that or your charm had quite an impact on the elf. You and the Emperor seem to have that in common. I'll deal with the traitors now, and when we return, Vanduras will have words about the future of this continent. I'm not going to just give it up. Of course not. You just had to complicate matters, didn't you? General, this woman has approached me, claiming that she represents a group of people who want to do business with you. Indeed, it's a pleasure to meet you, General. My name is Jadira. As your sergeant here is correctly informed you, I represent a certain group of people who would like to support your cause. Is that so? Where was your group in war? And how do you want to support me? Don't look like a soldier, so I doubt you'll join me in battle. You're a sharp mind and tongue, I see. Very good. You're correct, of course, General. I'm no soldier. I can neither wield sword, nor boat support you in battle. My group, however, can support you in other ways, with resources and gold. I see. And what would be the price of such support? Or are you doing this out of charity? I don't believe in charity, my lord. Let's just say that there was a group of people who, while not caring too much for the political goals of the realm, do have interests that a certain threat from the east would interfere with. Said group will be willing to support anyone who's fighting this menace without asking for interest rates, but instead being interested in other things. Let's just say that the continent will need stability. Stability needs economy. Economy needs investment. We could provide. All that we want is to be part of the system that brings stability. I will be clear, you are from the Empire. You are familiar with banks. The kingdom's royal merchant guilds instead. We'd like to change that. And their insistent constant warring, if left to their own devices, is well known and remembered by investors such as yourself. Now imagine if there's a single bank led by investors under your control, of course. They'll bring the entirety of Arkain prosperity as you bring security. I know you have an economic mind behind that dark helmet and attitude to General Call, but even you need resources. No else to provide. The High Lord has left me little options. I believe we have a deal. Do not even think of crossing me. I'm well versed in ways of breaking those who cross me on and off the battlefield. I assure you, General, we are well aware of what happens to those who cross you or stand in your way. We have no intention of sharing their fate. It will be a pleasure doing business with you. Is this a new model? I think it could be. 80. Are you alright? Corey, is that you? What are you doing here? I'm so sorry, sister. I tried to stop them when I heard they'd imprisoned you, but they wouldn't listen. Are you alright? You look different. Very different. Yes, sister, I'm alright. Far from being locked inside this cell, that is. I have to get out, Corey. I have the power to save the Empire. I cannot do it from here. Do that from here. Excuse me. What are you talking about? Corey, I found a way to attain real power. I can turn the tide of this war. All I need is to actually use it, and I already know how. Let me out of this cell, and I'll show you the gift and teach you how to use it too. We can save the Empire together. So, the rumors are true then. You've fallen for demonic magic. I can control it, Corey. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. You've always understood me. Please, let me out of here, my sweet sister. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. My sister's turned into a monster. I've seen it in your eyes, I've heard it in your voice. You're not my sister Adele anymore. You're possessed with demonic power. Corey, I can use and control it. I can explain it. I promise you'll understand. Do you even listen to yourself, Addie? Please resist its influence. Can't you see that it's completely controlling you? We're a family. Fight it. For me, for Mom, for... Cora! Father! Leave. But I told you to leave, Cora. But, as you wish, Father. Hello, Father. I haven't expected. I remember the day you were born. You cried the entire night, day and night, and wouldn't let your mother sleep. You had a constant tension to remain alive. Sickly baby, close to death from birth. Your condition improved as you grew older. We were hopeful that one day you'd grow into a strong woman to make us proud. Our hopes were misplaced. You lost your sickness, but you remained weak. Weak enough to fall for the promises of demon scum. Is that his nose poking out? I'm not weak, Father. Silence. I've always been disgraced to my family. I've always been weak and were supposed to marry into an influential family. But instead of obeying your father's wishes, you've run away. You left your own family. Is that a bit of the helmet, or is a very pointy nose sticking out? And like a sliver. What's going on there? I won't take this anymore, I will. I cannot remember allowing you to speak, girl. As if your weakness was shameful enough, you also had to fall for demonic influence. You're a pest. It sickens me to think my blood's running through your veins. You think you have any power now? You're wrong. You've always been weak. No matter what powers you gain access, you'll stay weak. I can see it now. You are worthless. Daddy. Don't, Adele, don't. If I were you, I'd rather commit suicide to continue such a life. Not part of my family anymore. I spit on you and your whole existence. Just you ever find some idiot who's blind and stupid enough to mate with you, I'll spit on him too. Should you ever have children, I'll be there and spit on them as well. Their children, and their children's children, I spit on them all. He wakes up. Full on hater. How could I have ever been so wrong about you? The lines are different again. One day, Father, I'll make you pay for all you've done. Your wife will end in the most painful way possible. He didn't call her a whore and stuff. Yes, it will, my dear. We'll make sure that once we get out of here, he will gladly help you with that. The time has come. And so have I. Just say the word, Master. We will be ready. He bought it then. The offer, yes. The intention, not so much, I don't think. A charming fellow, that blood core, isn't he? Already a threat before the cooperation's even begun. But, oh well, hatred and anger tends to make one irrational, lose some manners from time to time, doesn't it? Well, he signed a contract. Gets the resources in exchange we rise with him. A mutually beneficial alliance. Indeed, but be surprised if a contract meant anything more to him than the paper was written on. Stay true to your word and don't do anything that will make him think you may consider backstabbing him. You've nothing to gain from betraying him to begin with. Current events are bad for business. Not to mention that I had to move out of my beloved home because some maniacs decided to burn everything to the ground. Not a very profitable thing to do, I might add. While they've been able to obtain some stolen artifacts, I doubt their worth was high enough to make up for the cost of such an operation. Truly, the Red Fist needs some advice on financial matters. They're irrational. I doubt they'd listen. Of course, this was highly hypothetical. You accompany General Bloodcore and support him with whatever resources he asks for. Doubt he'd be willing to ask for too much. He's the kind of person to enjoy owing anything to others. Do not force anything on him, however. The less time he thinks about the group you work for, the better. There's no reason to mistrust us. I haven't lied to him. I want him to protect the kingdoms, not focus on us instead. Unlike others, I have no ulterior motives. War may be good for business, but total destruction of mortal realms isn't. Tensions in the capital are high. I'll rejoin the Goldax Khan soon. Just make sure they're safe. They need their chieftain in these trying times, after all. Okay, so the chieftain of the Goldax Khan is actually a top hat wearing dreadlord. He's a war profiteer, but he's actually wanting to, if we're to take him at face value here, work against the demons. Because he's happy with war, but not total destruction of the realm here. That's far too much. I have been trying to do affectations and different things for characters, but it's hard to keep bouncing between them. I have difficulty remembering how to do voices and sustaining them, and having to read quickly and bounce through them, not fun.